Welcome to SIRA MCQ YouTube channel. Today we discuss advanced level A-level accounting paper 2023 question number 11. Question number 11 and 12 both are related to one information. This is incomplete accounts. Okay, incomplete accounts. What are the requirements? Look here. Let's see. Cost of sale for the year ending 31st March 2023. There's a cost of sale we must identify. The 12 is related to this one. Net profit for the year ending 31st March 2023 and inventory as at 31st March 2023. Inventory as at 31st March 2023 means opening inventory or closing inventory. Closing inventory. This is closing inventory. Closing inventory. Okay. At that time, you can imagine that there's a calculation is based to commence. We must commence income statement. This is the cost of sales are income statement related. The profit for the year is income statement related. Closing inventory we can identify using income statement. Therefore, I use the income statement of sole business. Okay, let's see. This is the income statement. I use three columns. This is the income statement. This is the income statement. The income statements I use rupees 1000. What are the structure? Firstly, we must identify sales minus cost of sales. Cost of sales. How can we calculate cost of sales? Opening inventory, opening stocks, purchasing, I add purchasing. After that we deduct closing inventory, closing stocks. We can calculate cost of sales, After that we can identify gross profit. This is gross profit. We add, what are they? We add other incomes. Next point, we add other income and minus expenses. We can identify what is that? Final answer, net profit. All requirements in the one income statement. Okay, let's see the question. Okay, you use the following information to answer question number 11 and 12. Let's see. Pumi traders are sole proprietorship had not maintained its accounting records properly. Okay, some information related to this business is given below. Okay, let's see. Property, plant and equipment, inventory, trade debtors, trade creditors. What are the dates? 31st March 2023 is closing date. 31st March 2022 is opening date. Look here, we must include information directly to the income statement. Firstly, property, plant and equipment at carrying amount 5,000 is closing, opening is 3,000. Property, plant and equipment's cost no, carrying amount no. Carrying amount is not directly influence to the income statement. After that we can find some answers. Property, plant and equipment is asset no, therefore we cannot directly include the income statements. Therefore, next one, inventory we can get it. Closing inventory is not there, we must find it. Opening inventory is there, we can include opening inventory 1800 to income statement. Where? Look here, income statement, opening stocks. Okay, opening stocks is there 1800. We can add this one. Okay, next one, The closing stock is not there. No, closing stocks is not available yet. Okay, closing stocks must be deducted. Okay, next one. Next one, trade debtors. Trade debtors are not directly contribute to income statement. Trade creditors not directly contribute to income statement. Next one, the operating expenses 250 relevant for the year ending 31st March 2023 had been paid in cash during the year. This is the operating expenses 250 we can include as expense. 250 expense is there. Operating expense 250 we must deduct. Operating expense. Okay, next one is further 3000. Okay, 3000 is 3 million. No, 3 million was collected from trade debtors and 2,500 means 2.5 million was paid. I use 1000 was paid to trade creditors. This is not related to directly for income statement. This is the payment for suppliers and creditors, trade debtors collections. Okay, next one, all sales and purchases are carried out on credit basis. During the year, equipment was costing 2,250 were purchased. Purchasing of property, plant and equipment is not related to directly income statement. There were no disposal means sales, no, of property, plant and equipment, and entity sells the goods with the markup 25 on cost. We can only find these information. What are they? This is the expense there, opening stocks there. How can we find the sales and purchasing? Okay, this is the major points. How can we find the sales? Sales, they sell. Firstly, I find the sales, no? Sales. Look here. They said that the information. Look here. They said that all sales and purchases are carried out on credit basis. Therefore, you can imagine that all sales are credit basis. Now, this is the credit sales. All sales are credit sales. We must identify the credit sales. Sales are complete. Okay. Credit sales. What is the double entry? Credit sales. Sales credit, trade debtor debit. Sales credit, trade debtor debit. Therefore, trade debtors are there. We can find using this. Look here. You know what is the double entry? What is the double entry for credit sales? Credit sales double entry. Credit sales. Double entry sales credit. What is another location? Trade debtor debit. You can see that the trade debtor was debit. Therefore, using the trade debtor account, debit side is sales. This is the trade debtor account. No, trade debtor account. Debit side, trade debtors debit, sales credit, trade debtor debit. This is the sales of credit sales. We can identify as the trade debtor. Using the trade debtor shorten, we can find the credit sales. Use the trade debtor information. Look here, trade debtor is there. Opening was 1000, closing was 1500. Opening was 1000. Which side the debtor is opening side? Opening side is this side. Why? Debtors are debit. Debtors are debit side persons. Okay. Therefore, opening is there, closing is there, closing balance. Okay, this is the balance. Closing is before this one. Okay, 1000 is opening, closing is 1500. 1500. Let's see the mark. Let's see. Opening is 1000, closing is 1500. Okay, this is the opening trade debtors and this is the closing trade debtors. Okay, let's see the another transaction related to the trade debtors. What is that? Look here, they said that further 3000 was collected from the trade debtors and 2500 was paid to the trade creditors during the year. Do you know 3000 collected from trade debtors? What is the double entry? Cash debit, trade debtors credit. Cash debit, trade debtors credit, 3000. There is a 3000 cash debit, credit to trade debtor. Okay, this is the cash. Can we identify another information? This is the payment for 2500 was payment for trade creditors. This is not related to trade debtors. Again, the sales, this is the office equipment. We can find the answer of sales. Look here, sales. How can we find? We can get sum of these 4500 and 4500. This is 3500 sales, credit sales. We can use 3500 for sales. This is sales income statements, 3500. Okay, 3500. Based on that we can find the cost of sale. How can we find? You know, there is a ratio related to sales, cost of sales and gross profits. You know, this is the gross profit, no? This is the cost of sales, no? Cost of sales. This one. This is one. This is the cost of sale. This is the final result of this one. Opening inventory plus purchasing minus closing stocks. This is the calculation method. We can find the cost of sale final answer. The cost of sale we can deduct. After the deduction of cost of sale, we can find the gross profit. Okay, this is the major categories of this trade account. Okay, at that time question says the risk major items relations using percentage. Look here, the entity sells goods within markup 25% on cost. Okay, 25% on cost. What is the meaning? 25% on cost. On cost means cost is there. Cost means cost of sales. Cost of sales is 100. What is the 5? 25 is gross profit. This is a percentage meaning. I use this information to actual figures. Gross cost of sales is 100. Cost of sales is 100. This is a percentage meaning. 25 is gross profit. This is gross profit. What is the selling price related to percentage? This is the percentage, no? Sales is there some percentage. Minus, after the minus 100 we can get 25. Okay, after the deducting 100, answer is 25. Before the minus of deduction of 100, what is the answer? 1 to 5. Okay, 1 to 5 is 3500. Okay, therefore I can link it. Look here, 3005. How can we calculate this 100 related cost of sales? 3500 is percentage 1 to 5. 1 to 5 is this is a small person. The sales is small person. This is a large person. Sales, actual sales divided in percentage sales and multiplied by required percentage 100. After that we can find the cost of sale. We can use the calculator. Let's see 3500 divided in 1 to 5 multiplied by 100. Answer is 2800. We can easily find the gross profit, no? 700. Cost of sale was which amount? 2800. 2800 is answer for question number 11. Look here, they required question number 11. Cost of sale for the year ending 31st March. What is the answer? 2800. 2800. Look here, how can we calculate this type? Okay, we find the trade debtors relating. We find the firstly sales using the trade debtors. After that we can connect the percentage. After that we can find the cost of sale. 2800 is the answer. 2800 is answer 5 for question number 11. After that we must identify the net profit for the year and inventory closing. Okay, in next video we must meet in this video question number 12.